Hey y'all, and welcome to the first devlog for, I just realized I don't have a title for the game. So I left my job at Unity and started work at Thousand Ant about 2 weeks ago, just right in the middle of, what a time to be alive, right? So here I am in my house suddenly, and everybody on Twitter has been playing Animal Crossing, and I've been enjoying how much of a kind of a calm and short break it is, and the way that you come back and things have changed even though you haven't done a lot of playing. So for me, I'm kind of at a point in my life where I don't have a lot of time to play like long games, right? And that was how I really got into the roguelike genre, playing like lots of short kind of run-based games where you could play for an hour and then die and be like, oh, good, okay. Oh, good, I died. Okay, good. And so actually Animal Crossing fits into that kind of life pattern for me really nicely, right? Because you can kind of play for half an hour. You don't have to walk to the next town or do long quests or anything like that. It's this kind of slow, incremental, calm, nice, not stressful, not Dark Souls, right? I just kind of had this idea for this game pop into my head, which was this mix of Animal Crossing, the aesthetics from this recent indie game that I really like called Kind Words, Lo-Fi Beats to Write To, which I actually did a video about on my other channel, which I can link to. But that kind of combination of like the nice music and cute images, the play style of Animal Crossing, which is also nice and cute, and then, I don't know why these two ideas stuck together in my brain, but I used to play EVE Online, never like in any kind of serious way. And one of the things that I thought was cool in EVE, even though I never liked to actually really sit and do it for a long time, but was the space mining part, mining asteroids, right? The idea that you're kind of sitting in space, mining space rocks, and it's this kind of chill, incremental activity. And then also I played, and I gotta find the name of it, this web-based space clicker game. It was like an idle clicker, like a cookie clicker type game. And so there's this kind of combination of things that I've wanted to experiment with for a while, this kind of idle clicker, slow progression with kind of cute, relaxing aesthetics and nice music. And I've had all this stuff in my head for a while, and then I just had this moment where it was just like, boop, it all just kind of came together in my head, and I was like, oh, I need to make this little game. So I've been working for getting some of the core stuff together. It's not mechanically complete yet, but one of the things that I started by doing was just grabbing a bunch of stuff off the asset store, right? So a bunch of art assets, there's a couple productivity assets that I pulled in that I've been starting to experiment with the Odin Inspector plugin, which is really nice, actually really recommend it. I might do a video actually just about that. And then a bunch of assets from like Cinti Studios for like a sci-fi prop set and some skyboxes and some asteroids. I grabbed some pre-made UI assets, giving myself a little kit of stuff to kind of play Legos with and put together. And then I started coding some systems. The first thing that I started with was having these space drones that can orbit around an asteroid. And I did this with Unity physics, actually. I really like working with physics, so I was like, okay, let me make the drones orbit in an actual simulated physics way, which I think is really nice because they orbit in this organic, chaotic, physics-driven, kind of emergent way. And one of the things that I'm thinking about adding is that when they collide with things using the physics, the drones actually take damage and then you have to repair them, right? One of the things that I find interesting in Animal Crossing is your tools break, right? Your axe breaks, your shovel breaks, and so you can't just get in a solid state with like, oh, I built my tool, now I'm just gonna keep using it again and again. It's like, no, the drones are gonna be out there mining, they're gonna crash into the asteroid, and then they're gonna take damage, and then when they come back to the base, you're gonna have to repair them, spend resources to repair them. I think that might be an interesting loop. The main loop is that the drones are gonna fly out to the asteroid, mine the asteroid until it explodes, bring back what's in their cargo, you're gonna process it with a kind of a refinery, and then spend the refined materials to build both upgrades for your drones and then also cute stuff for your house. In the prototype scene that I made, there's like a little video game. There's a chair and a video game console. So I want to have like in-game games, like very simple, maybe very abstract little games that you can play. And so it's kind of like you log in, you kind of do some things for 30 minutes, you tell your drones to go mine an asteroid, or you put some stuff in the refinery, maybe you mess around in your house, like play some music or play some games or do space shopping, right? So basically what I want to have is, it's like a nanotech future, right? So you have your, basically like your 3D printer that prints from the raw asteroid materials, and then you have like a little iPad or something where you buy recipes, right? So this is pretty, very, very Animal Crossing-like, but that's kind of what I'm thinking so far. And so obviously it's all gonna change, and part of the reason that I'm doing this game, and I'm trying to do it in a little bit of a casual and fun way, is this is not like my big dream game idea that I'm like super emotionally invested in. It was just kind of like a fun, weird idea. I don't think it needs to be super huge. It also follows, there's this thing that Adam Saltzman describes of like an inverted pyramid where like you can have the smallest piece of the game and it's still like complete. And then as you add content, it gets bigger. But it's like, if you have the core systems and then you just add content onto it, the game is always viable at any stage in production, unlike a linear narrative game where it's like, well, we didn't make the ending, so the game's not finished, right? In this case, the game could be finished at any point once I get the core systems and a small amount of content into it. And yeah, basically I just want to kind of have you guys follow through this process. You can see it from the beginning, right? This is the beginning. I've done about 2 weeks of work. And if you're enjoying the content or you're interested to follow the journey, please do subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you can find out when new videos are posted. And I'll put maybe here on the screen somewhere some links to some other videos so that you can check those out if you're interested. And yeah, as always, I really appreciate your spending a little bit of time with me. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.